live.
So going to left here at like 12:45, 1:30, and I'm working this job on top of my normal job.
Last night was the early night.
But there was a major thunderstorm too, so it's like, well,
But you knew that when you agreed to take this.
yeah, exactly.
Just like me.
I got life, don't worry.
It's my first time. I decided I'm boycotting the event. And then I saw that girl steal home last night and I said, I can stay.
Well, I'm glad you're here to find out what appendage G is for.
Well, is that what he said? I couldn't really hear him.
Yeah, he said appendage G.
Huh.
And you wouldn't have known that.
Here's what happened. I was mildly interested. And while they went, I just wanted to say something. I didn't get.
I love what she came up with. They see on Twitter. Why did it take them, what was it?
It was like, why did it take them so long to review something that wasn't reviewable?
Good point. They potentially were reading the rule book, maybe.
Absolutely. They kept putting the guy in the booth that was making the decision, kept putting him on camera, and he was like, I don't wanna get this wrong.
I've been wondering all week how these
You flip that out when UCLA comes in?
They do.
Well, I mean, I meant the collective.
Yes. Yes.
Fairly easy, I wonder?
I'm not sure.
It doesn't look like it's automated. It looks like it's a manual thing.
May I direct your attention to the right-hand side? Those guys over there.
They're getting $200 an hour.
And underpaid, I'm sure.
They're getting the experience.
I actually graduated with Melissa Lombardi to the point that sitting in Owen Field, I couldn't find Wendy.
Really?
No.
That.
I mean, she didn't know who I was, but I knew who she was. And she was sitting by her teammate Laura Person. They were sitting there jabberboxing the whole time. Laura Person married Tink Collins, the old Rogan quarterback. And today Laura Collins is my granddaughter's Norman North sophomore.
What a world.
The world is
What are you gonna do Thursday?
I've got a question for you, man.
That's what I wanted. Figured.
But it is a cool night. We did a sporting events in America. Both in Oklahoma City,
Yeah.
miles away.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I need to not go 7. I don't think it will. My vacation starts the day before game 7.
Yeah, I'm the 22nd, the same thing.
Softball tournament. Been in Orange Beach last 2 years. I'm not going to Raiders. Trying to help out the budget a little.
Yeah, he kind of,
Well, there's a good news. If it goes 7, it's a place you can get to. It's
wow.
a little bit easier.
I'm with you. I don't think it will either.
Indiana is about to be introduced to form concept from the previous 3 series.
Yeah.
Golden Klausman, Neil Klausman.
No, yeah.
Milwaukee really doesn't, except Giannis swings up there. But they do make corner threes, so.
Yeah.
As much as the thing they have that some of these other teams didn't is defensive legs.
Yeah.
Thunder put everybody out of the
And
gym.
here's the other thing. You want to win, but Nate will know this. In those days when they were good, still, could you a couple more two-way players?
Mm-hmm.
Their top 7 are all two-way players.
Yeah.
Nobody has to come off for offense. Nobody has to come off for defense.
Yeah, there's,
Knicks and Thibodeau's got two,
Their
they're
2
two
best
best guys.
players are Sibs.
yeah.
And at least one of them you can't even count on.
Yeah. Long gone are the days of Andre Robertson.
Well, or even Mundy. I mean,
Still see him around OKC though.
Do you really?
Occasionally. But the fact that
I wonder if he works for him on Sunday.
this was,
Because
I
now,
mean,
like, we're still.
there was a period where I just see him around, like kind of during his, maybe it was kind of the beginning of
And she would have been so much
playing
happier with this guy. than
Yeah.
I could go home.
Making it, trying to make it.
But lately, like I just, he's at the Jones a lot.
Saturday.
Hmm.
He would have got, he would have had a long career.
I'm
if he
supposed to be
hadn't
there
scored.
Monday,
He's almost 10,
but I
didn't he?
really might have to call it out.
I don't think he would have started anywhere else, but he would have had a longer
Well, he's depressing, but.
Guards you though.
Yeah.
Well, if he never figured out how to shoot,
Like,
he
I
would have
was
been like a
really like,
perfect fit.
I'll never forget this. He had a wide open 3 one night to win a game, airballed it. We're walking in the locker room and he goes, I can think of 5 Oklahoma. There's probably 5 kids in Oklahoma City high school basketball could have made that. And I went, Trae Young. I don't know why, but I always, every time I think of him, I think of that line.
I will say this for you, there was a playoff series, Thunder played in, she was the 2nd best player for them for the entirety of the series. Rockets 17.
Yeah.
They weren't all that good, Westbrook was doing
Yeah.
everything, and he was the 2nd best player in that series.
You're right.
Stone Cold didn't play very good,
No, yeah. Wasn't he kind of banged up though? I think probably. Yeah.
stays that way. I can't remember who else he played for. Oladipo was banged up
Yeah.
by then, and Sabonis was a rookie.
Yeah, that's right. It was a long time ago.
And she was like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to get somebody to give me a good ticket. When she seen it, she'd be like,
16 minutes in first.
but I know, I'm pretty sure, I'm trying to, no, maybe it was 16. She
we're trying to get a remote thing going.
I know what you said, one way or the other, science.
Okay.
How do you appreciate it? Is it male or female? North Texas.
The old one?
Ed Kelly?
You know that.
I've got a great Ed Kelly story for you when you want to hear it, which maybe you won't hear it now since they're crew at nothing. Come in. I'll tell you for the next game, and we'll see if we got plenty of time. Listening to most of this?
Comment with that number, I was like, no one really has. That's sort of inflated into that. There wasn't much.
Yeah, Mason said that.
Really sitting here,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
she's statement.
And here's the deal, she's got, but there's also nothing to do about it.
In Nebraska softball, or in Nebraska baseball.
TCU, that's known as generics progress. Instead, they don't know what at all.
But no, I have to. I didn't do that. Like, from my earlier this week. He doesn't like it here. He's every year it rains and they don't even practice fields. Yes, so his joke was just like, yeah, no, shocker, they couldn't account for the rain here on Oklahoma City too. So. I just go some woods conference like this.
But it's gonna be,
These kids used to.
Well, we were, but it's great.
I think it's 6 o'clock and they're here. I'm serious.
Like even Brent Bennett. Even Brent Bennett was pushed.
Well, see, he had a question, he and George asked him a question, he was asking a question. It was about, I don't know what the question was, but it ended up being on the subject, and it ended up with 3 minutes on John Mateer. Nothing to it. He made 1,600 words, the answer was 1,600 words.
Wait, the best, there's something best was supposed to be.
But all, then we're in the night.
All right, we're joined by Tennessee head coach Karen Weekly and players Carlin Pickens, Taylor Pannell, and Laura Mueller. A reminder to please silence your cell phones and give your name and media affiliation when you get the mic to ask a question. Cell phone video of the press conference is prohibited, and if you're on Zoom and want to ask a question, please use the raise hand function. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Weekly, go to questions just for players, dismiss the players, and then go to questions just for Coach Weekly. So if you have an opening statement, feel free.
Well, that was one of the most exciting, intense, emotional games I've ever been a part of in all my years of coaching, and couldn't be more proud of our young women for hanging in there, not letting what happened in the seventh inning cost us to lose the game. And that's a real battle, and I've got to give a ton of credit to the young ladies in our dugout, the young ladies on our bench, pouring energy into the team that entire game, and they're the MVP that nobody knows about.
Okay, questions for players. We'll start second row left.
Cora Hall with the Knoxville News Sentinel. Could all three of you give me your perspective of that last hit, the game-winning run? Laura, what were you seeing on that pitch, and how good did it feel when it came off the bat?
Yeah, it was awesome. I've worked my whole life for that moment, but in that moment, it really felt like it was 25 of us against the pitcher. Karen even kept walking over to me and was like, the pressure's not on you in this moment. So just staying simple and passing the bat was all that was going through my mind, and I knew my team was right there with me in the box.
Yeah, I mean, this team has shown that they have my back, they have anybody's back 24/7, and I think that was just such a cool moment to see that come to life. I knew it was just a matter of time when we were going to score, but it was very special.
Yeah, when I was standing on third, I knew she was going to get it done. Like, I had full faith in her, and I was like, no matter how she does it, it's going to get done in this pitch, like right here.
Okay, we go first row right to Brady.
Brady Brennan, South America. Just Laura, just how big is it in your mind when they kind of see us walk McKenna, that you just kind of want to come through for your teammates, knowing that they don't want to pitch in front of you?
I mean, it's understandable. I've got great hitters in front of me. I've got great hitters behind me, so I could understand their decision on that. But to be able to pull through for my team in that moment felt amazing.
Okay, we go second row left.
Carlin, Karen said during regionals that at UCLA, the first time is when she learned not to pull you out of jam. You had two of them today, got strikeouts to get out of the inning. Just kind of, how are you feeling out there in those moments? And, yeah.
Yeah, definitely high-pressure moments. Really all I'm thinking about when those happen is just I have my team's back. And I've said it, if I get myself in those jams, I'm going to do everything to get myself out of them. But, yeah, just giving everybody an opportunity to get on base, get that run across. Yeah, we weren't leaving without a win. So.
Okay, we go front row left.
Trevor McGee, the Daily Beacon. Carlin, during that seventh inning where the whole delay ensued, how were you able to stay level-minded, not really knowing what the next thing was going to be?
Yeah, I think the communication was just like no matter what the call ends up being, we're flushing it, we're focused on the next pitch, and it's not our job to worry about, the calls and everything. That's the one over there to worry about that. So we're just out there to play.
Okay, we go front row right.
Brady Brennan, South America. Just, Taylor, on your home run, it was a first pitch. Were you hunting for anything specifically based off your last at-bats?
No, not really. I was just trying to see the ball down and get my barrel out.
Okay, we go second row left.
Cora Hall with Knoxville News Sentinel. Taylor, I know we had talked about, not getting to play in 2023 because you're injured. And what has it meant to you to be able to perform like you have on this level, especially after, starting off the tournament a little rough offensively, being able to hit your stride here and come up big in a moment like this?
Yeah, I mean, when I was going through going a little down, I was like, I'm saving it. So I feel like it's just really good, and there's really no pressure here. I'm just trying to have fun, and I think that's why I'm just letting loose, and the results are coming because I'm just not really trying as hard.
Okay, we go front row left. Eli.
Eli Letterman, ESPN. Carlin, for you, 148 pitches. I'm curious how your arm feels now and what goes in these next 24 hours to being available potentially for more tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, after what this one does, I'm feeling pretty good. But yeah, I'll do whatever it takes. I'll got as much in the tank as I need to be, so I'm good to go.
Okay, we'll stay front row left.
Taylor, in 2023 when you weren't able to play, what was kind of that number one emotion going through your mind when you were watching everyone else play, and what are those emotions now that you are one of the top contributing factors to this team?
No, I think it was just fun, a cool experience for me to be able to be on the team, be a part of it, because not everyone can say they've been to the World Series. But actually being able to play this year, I think it's huge. I feel like I'm living out my dream this year. But yeah, it's just cool to be on this team, and I'm excited to play tomorrow.
Okay, we'll stay front row left.
Riley Robinson, WBLT News. Laura and Taylor. So right there, Carlin went down, but after she went down a little bit there, she comes back and throws a 75-mile-an-hour pitch. You two guys playing behind her there. What is it like playing behind just someone like that with such grit and resilience in the circle?
No, she's awesome. I think she's just a blast to be around no matter what happens. She's like next pitch. Like when she fell, that was like, she was just like, we were just
There's a
laughing
sniper,
it
I
off. And then she just went right back at it, and I think she was throwing harder afterwards. So yeah, she's just awesome.
Yeah, she's a true competitor, and I consider myself lucky to be able to play behind someone as amazing as Carlin.
Okay, we go second row left.
Cora Hall, Knox News Sentinel. Laura, you mentioned it earlier. This is kind of the game you wanted your whole life. You're a Tennessee kid. You came here from Middle Tennessee. You really kind of caught fire in the postseason this year. What's helped you sustain that, and do you kind of expand more on just what it means to you to be playing here and performing at this level?
Just as far as the mechanics and stuff going into postseason, I really just quit pressing as much. And just kind of like what Taylor said, I just wanted to have fun, let go. This is my last season, and I didn't want to have any regrets when it was over, so I wanted to leave it all out on the field, and it's helped tremendously. And then just being here is awesome, and with this group of girls, with this team, with these coaches, it's amazing, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Any more questions for players? All right, thank you, players. You're dismissed.
Thank you.
Questions for Coach? Okay.
Karen, I was curious who had seen the play at home plate to maybe alert the umpires about the review that happened, and any thoughts you're able to give on that whole situation.
I think everybody but 4 people saw the play at the plate. We saw in the dugout that she had missed the plate, and then we saw that her teammates had, kind of pushed her back, and by rule, that's should have been nullified.
But you guys alerted the umpires to the play to review it?
Yeah. Yes. We went to the umpire and said this is what happened, and then they did their thing.
More questions? Okay, we'll stay second row left.
Could you talk a little bit about Laura Mueller and, just how you've seen her blossom this season after, getting one season under her belt here, to be able to, come up big today like she did and be a Tennessee kid? Just how cool is that?
There's just something extra special when you've grown up in the state of Tennessee and you've got Tennessee in your heart, and then you get to put it across your chest. And I've seen that time and time again. She said it. She pressed a lot this year. It's her senior year. I think there were some goals she had for herself, and if she didn't think she was performing to that level, she was putting too much pressure on herself. But probably about mid-April, I think she just kind of turned the corner for us. And, Craig and I had a meeting with her and just talked about, when postseason comes around, there's going to be somebody that nobody expects. Not the person who's leading the team in hitting, not the people making All-American or All-SEC, and that could be you. And she, I think, heeded that advice and then had to do the work on her own to just, like she said, let go. But it's been pretty cool to see what she's done for us.
Okay, we'll go front row right, Brady.
Brady Brennan, South America. Just a little bit lost in it. Taylor has a home run. She almost ended it 2 other times. Just how big is it to have that All-American bat that's just flourished this whole season?
Taylor is a phenomenal hitter. She's just kind of a pro, when it comes to hitting, and she loves hitting. You can see the confidence in her when she goes up to bat. And again, like she said, I just decided to quit putting so much pressure on myself to get something done. And when you play free, your true talents can shine, and that's what's happening with her.
Okay, we'll go front row left.
Karen, to see what Taylor's doing here in this postseason and knowing that she sat out in 2023, what has she meant to this team, and how have you really seen her take the charge after getting to experience it once but actually get to play in it this time?
Well, I think when you're injured, it gives you a new perspective. And as hard as it is to go through that injury, when you can sit back and kind of watch the game, I think you appreciate the game a little bit more. and then you see things that you never are able to see when you're playing. So I think she's benefited from that. I've also just seen her grow in her maturity with her bats. She shakes off things really, really quickly, and she has a plan when she goes up there, and she's going to stick to her plan, and she's willing to go deep in the count to get what she wants.
Okay, we go back right corner to Cliff.
Yeah, Cliff Brunn, Associated Press. Coach, how do you keep your pitchers settled after a situation like that with the home run and everything? Like, what do you do? Do you say something? Do you not say anything? What do you do?
Well, during that lengthy review, we talked about if, that comes back and it goes against us and we're tied up, then we keep playing. So we just kept putting them in that mindset. I think prepare for the worst, and then if the best happens, great. So I think they were pretty good. They talked about it in our locker room. A couple of them were out there dancing on the field. They were just trying to do whatever they could to stay loose there.
Okay, we go second row left.
Cora Hall with the Knoxville News Sentinel. Before the review, obviously Megan Grant is one of the best hitters in the nation. It was kind of a almost similar situation as when the Oklahoma game. Was there any thought in your mind of do we walk her, do we not walk her, just knowing what had already happened in this World Series?
Yeah, I don't think that was a situation where you walk her because if I remember correctly, hitter ahead of her was on first base, right? Am I right about that? Yeah, Brian? Okay. So now we pushed the go-ahead run to second base into scoring position. We just didn't execute very well right there. That's all.
Okay, we go front row left.
Karen, over.
Yeah.
What is it about this team that allows them to stay so level-minded throughout dramatic games like you've had today, you had on Thursday? What allows them to stay so level-minded?
All season long, you talk about the process and just wanting them to focus on the process. And sometimes you see it happen and other times you don't. But honestly, I think that the things that they've worked on all year are coming to fruition at the most important time. They really do buy into we're going to play free and not have any regrets. And they're doing the little things. We talk, our game plan coming in to actually this whole World Series is, hey, we're going to breathe. We're going to make eye contact. We're going to have a lot of touching and high fives. We're going to have a lot of smiles, and we're going to play free and leave this place whenever we do. Hopefully it's, next week, end of the week, knowing we have no regrets about how we laid it all on the line here.
Okay, we go second row left.
Obviously, Carlin can handle a lot, and you guys got her out after one inning on Friday to get her, pretty much 2 days of rest. But just after going so long today, just how are you feeling about her workload going into tomorrow, knowing that, you guys would have to win 2 games to get out of it?
Yeah, it's a good thing that she had that rest. That definitely helps. You don't plan to go 9 innings and throw that many pitches, but Carlin is really, really durable. Really durable. And I think that comes from Carlin's an athlete. Carlin hasn't just been a pitcher her whole life. This is an absolute stud in volleyball and basketball and softball and could be playing D1 in any sport. So I think that works in her favor. Tonight's going to be all about recovery and hydration. And, there's no tomorrow. So Carlin's going to be ready to come out tomorrow and fight for her team.
Any more questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Ready?
All right, we're joined by UCLA head coach Kelly Inouye Perez and players Jordan Woolery and Megan Grant. Please make sure to silence your cell phones. Give your name and media affiliation when you get the mic to ask a question. Recording video with your cell phone of the press conference is prohibited, and if you want to ask a question on Zoom, please use the raise hand function. We'll start with a opening statement from Coach Inouye Perez, go to questions just for players, dismiss the players, and then go to questions just for coach. So if you have an opening statement, feel free.
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to congratulate Tennessee. Just a great battle to the end, and wish them the best of luck moving forward. For us, though, I could not be more proud, period. Just the ability for us to be able to fight, the ability for us to come back, the epic, just down to the last pitch. There's something about what UCLA softball can do with your backs against the wall and just rising to the occasion to create some amazing memories. So the experience game, but for my younger Bruins, for these Bruins who have been here before and just showed who they are on the biggest stage is something that I'm proud of. I'm really excited for the future.
Okay, we'll start questions for players, front row, right or left, Tim?
Coach, Tim Willard with the Los Angeles
Let's
Times.
Players first.
Oh, I'm sorry. Players. Megan, talk a little bit about that home run and then the review and the delay and all that went into that.
It was just kind of a blackout moment. I know going into that bat, I just wanted to, keep my mind right, stay aggressive. And honestly, after the swing, I did black out indeed. And after the fact, I kind of just, trusted God with everything. The tensions were high and everything, and that's just where I just laid my pressure on.
Okay, we go front row right, Brady.
Brady Brennan, South America. Just both of you, a lot of this team is expected to return next year, and just how do you kind of take these moments and just prepare, wanting to get back and even further for next year?
I'll start. Yeah, we have a pretty young team, so I was just grateful that they got the chance to experience the stage, I was really happy to just see them do well as well. So I think it's just great motivation going into next year, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I agree. I think experience is the greatest lesson we can learn. I think, especially the freshmen being on such a big stage and, like Meg said, thriving, I think it speaks a lot to how amazing they are and, how bright our future is to come next year, too.
Okay, we'll stay on the right, third row.
Jenna Becerra, D1 softball. You two are quite the duo for UCLA softball. The Stephen Clay, as you've said, of UCLA softball. And I know, Megan, you actually, I don't know if you know this, but broke the single season record in the Big Ten for home runs with 26.
That's lit.
Yes. Wow. And the combination of the two of you at 49 this year.
No.
So just short. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on just you two as a pair.
Oh, my gosh. I'm really sad we didn't get to 50, but Meg's just awesome. I feel like she makes it easy for me to be great, and I feel like, especially in the game today, knowing that it wasn't all on me to get the job done with 2 outs, I feel like if you have Megan behind you, it's easy to feel a lot less pressure. So just kind of getting on and let Meg do the rest. I mean, as soon as she hit the ball, I started crying because I was just such a good moment and just I feel like a culmination of all the year in one moment. So it was just really awesome to see, and I feel like we'll be back. So get ready. 50's coming.
Can I tell him the No. Wow. I don't know. It's just, I always say I have the best seat in the house with Jo, being behind her. And like she said, she makes my job easy. She doesn't really know it though. But, just us together, it makes the challenges, it makes the obstacles, whatever we go through easier when we do it together. So just having her by my side is one of the most important things when I'm playing. So I love you.
Okay, we go front row left.
Trevor McGee, the Daily Beacon. Jordan, you had 4 hits off Carlin Pickens. The team had 11. That's more than any team has had against her in her career. What made you see her so well, and what were you seeing at the plate?
Yeah, just fighting for another day. I really wanted to play for the seniors today, so doing whatever I could to get the job done. I think we had a really good game plan going in. Coach Lisa, Will, and Bubba did a great job preparing us, and I feel like hitting velo yesterday too made us ready for the moment today too.
Any more questions for players? Okay, thank you, players. You're dismissed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go front row left, Tim.
Tim Willard with the LA Times. Coach, talk about when Megan hits that no doubter to right field. and then there's a delay in 15 minutes and all this.
I mean, first of all, just the ability to come together and, say that we have this opportunity to win this game. That's something that we call Bruin Magic, and came together, got the energy in the dugout, and so those kind of moments are things that we live for at UCLA. The delay is something that I've never experienced, and what potentially could have happened was my mind was spinning too on just, this would be devastating to be able to have that happen. So it was a long one. That's it. I just told everyone to hang tight and kind of got clarity about a few things with just what actually happened, because I didn't see it at the end of the day. So, but long, I mean, how long was it? 14? I mean, that's rough, for that to happen. But bottom line, she hit the 2-run home run and tied up the game. So I'll remember that forever.
Okay, we'll go front row right, Brady.
Brady Vernon, Southwell America. Just as a coach, how rewarding is it to see a senior like Savvy Pola just have a career year in her final year with you guys?
Yeah, I mean, those are the types of things of why I love to coach. It's just difficult being a student athlete, and especially when you play well. She had such a great freshman year. Then, everyone kept on saying, when she wasn't as successful, what happened to Savvy Pola? And I told her it's the biggest compliment you can get. As everyone, the standard is so high that they think something's wrong, and it's just the game at the end of the day. She wasn't 100%, but it's the game. But the ability for her to finish out her senior year the way that she did is, to me, what is going to propel her into life. Like, through the hard, through injuries, through all the noise of everyone saying what's wrong with you, she actually went to work. She got really locked in to being able to do whatever she could to help her team, and those are things that make me proud, because now she'll forever remember there's nothing that's too hard. This game can beat you up and actually make you doubt yourself on just your ability to play softball. But for Savvy Pola, she can leave shoulders back, chin up, that she overcame it, she shined, she came through big time, and a big part of why we're here is because of Savvy Pola. So I couldn't be more proud. She's a great Bruin. She's going to continue her education at UCLA and get into the master's program, because she wants to figure out if she can continue to give back to the sport in some capacity, at the collegiate level. So we're excited to be able to have her around in her experience.
Okay, we got front row left.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about, you left some runners on base last night, and you had the bases loaded in the ninth again today. Talk a little bit about what you were seeing there, or what that's been.
Yeah, with all due respect, I love that we were in that situation. We're facing some of the best arms in the game, and the ability, last night's game, Nyjah is real, and we hit her well. We hit Carly Pickens well. We hit them well. So it's the game. I wish they could all just be perfect and we could have scored 20 runs, but it's not that easy to do. But to get runners in scoring position is the name of the game. Quality at bats put you in that position, and everybody wants to come through in those big moments. But what we did against the arms and the teams, the brands, we just played the game. And unfortunately, sometimes you come through, sometimes you don't. That doesn't define you in that moment. But this team came back and they fought again today against another great opponent. And I told them, I said, you're going to be remembered for your fight. Nobody wants to play this team to be able to get that outcome, because we have that ability to be able to score and be able to come back and do some pretty crazy things at the end of a ball game. And I think that, to me, is what makes me so proud. So to even have that comment as far as LOBs, the fact that we had, because those pitchers average double-digit strikeouts, and you didn't see that. And that's a credit to the preparation and the athletes and their commitment to being able to do whatever it takes to win. So with that, the sport is the sport. It's kind of crazy, but I'm really proud of their ability to do everything that they did while they were here.
Okay, we got third right to Ryan.
Brian Chavin, OC Register. Just talking about after the review, the resiliency of the group to be able to lock back in, and there's more softball to be played after that.
Yeah, it's our sport has changed. This review stuff, and even game one, the feeling of what we were doing on the field and having it go to review and having it get overturned. You're like, the sport has just changed of what's happening, the feel and what's going on. So, we wanted to get the plays right. That was the whole intention of instant review. We didn't want it to be on, put on an umpire that has human error that they could do things. And then we saw the flip side where we actually went, and I don't believe they got the call right, but we're constantly, as a sport, we're trying to elevate the sport. We're trying to do what's right for the sport. So we implemented instant review, and it's part of the game now. ESPN, I know, doesn't like it, especially those long those long delays, and a big part of why we're so big right now is because of ESPN. So I appreciate the ability to try to, bottom line, the girls work so hard, we want to try to get everything right. So delays are a part of it, and the goal is to be able to make sure that they don't leave any stone unturned, but they have the ability to take 14, 15 minutes to try to figure out what the actual call is. So it's just kind of part of the game now.
Okay, last one will be third row left.
Sam Garcia from the Daily Bruin. I just wanted to ask about Taylor Tinsley. You put her in the 6th inning, and then she holds them for 3 innings. Just what does it say about her as a competitor, especially in this type of environment?
Yeah, I think one of my favorite moments, actually, when she went in and, actually, I don't have it exact, but there was a moment where I intentionally walked a hitter, and the girls all called timeout, and they circled around her, and that was the crew that you saw just right here, that they were together, because it was a big moment, and yes, they're a very powerful team, and we got ourselves out of that inning, which was so huge. So those are the things where you say the experience gained, at the end of the day, kind of lights a fire. It lights a fire in your ability to be able to want to come back and have a different outcome. But the fact that they came together and they found a way to get out of that, those momentum shifts and those opportunities are things of why you want to come and play on this stage. So I'm proud. At the end of the day, KT actually competed, and she might have missed on a pitch, but she competed, and I love how she came out and competed today. And the fact that Taylor came in and had her back is a big part of what you saw from those two last year as well. So the future is exciting because they're both very young.
All right, that'll wrap things up. Thank you.
Cool.